Call to order the August 15th meeting of the Finance and Personnel Committee. Roll call.
Alder Bussey?
Here.
Alder Wood?
Here.
Council President Spate?
Here. Is there a motion for approval of the minutes from the August 1st, 2016 meeting?
So moved.
Second. Any changes, corrections, deletions? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
The minutes are approved. Unfinished business, item 5A, discussion of hiring for code inspector position. April?
Oh, I'm sorry. I think you missed the Public Service Commission water rate increase.
Nope.
Oh, I'm sorry. Do I have an old agenda? I do. All right. That's why you caught me off guard there.
Let me back up and just say, are there any appearances here tonight? I'm sorry, I did skip appearances. So. Hearing none.
Okay. I have a memo before you, just summarizing our discussions with McFarland. They got their new administrator on board, so we were finally able to have a conversation. And they are going to propose adding 8 hours on their own for code inspection services, so we would be able to advertise this position at a total of 24 hours, which might help us to attract better candidates. And we have also got agreement from Madison College that they could post this as an internship class, and we would do some adjustments that would say there's a possibility that they could basically kind of shadow our building inspector and train to eventually become that if they could get their certifications and it all works out and so on and so forth, because our inspector has indicated that he may be retiring in a little over a year. So this would allow for a person to basically get some additional training, and this would go through their real estate program, and one of the things that is popular in there is property manager and inspection services. So I guess that's what we're looking to do, and we'd want to get this posted as soon as possible so that the incoming students would see the posting.
Okay.
I like it. Thank you.
What is the salary range based on?
Well, that's the salary range they had previously, $13 to $15 per hour. So I didn't really change that. That's what we had initially. So, again, if somebody could grow into the position, then it would become full-time, probably with the WRS benefits and so forth, split with McFarland. But that's what it was previously. I'm sure, higher salary could attract more candidates, of course, but, that's what it was before.
Okay.
So no changes unless you guys
I would just say
think.
that, I just know what I pay for skilled people, and if someone is a skilled builder and they're getting paid, just a carpenter is getting paid more than someone that's going to come in and pass judgment on these things and is going to truly know the code and be a trained professional. I would find, though I realize that maybe the goal is to have a retired someone that's looking for some extra income.
A lot of these folks too are career changers, so they're going back to school. So that would be one possible source of folks that we would be looking for. And Madison College said that these types of opportunities are real attractive. That they can go part time, maybe do some later in the day hours or something while they go to school. So if it doesn't work out, we're back to the drawing board. But I think we'd know in the next few weeks because they'll be looking through the fall semester, which will start very soon. So we can reevaluate it if nothing pans out.
Moving on to item 6A, new business, discussion of proposed budget for 2017-2016 expenditures for city facilities.
So I just put this in your packet to show, I'm still kind of learning how you guys budget here, but this is what I had indicated in the 2016 budget for, I think facilities is the designation on the account name. And what I was going to propose to put into the budget for 2017. And I was hoping that we could, and the plans had started before I got here, look at doing some renovation in the City Hall administrative offices. But about $20,000 was allocated from the beginning of the year towards park lights replacement, so that kind of took a chunk of the money. So for the rest of the year, we were just going to propose, and it is in the budget this way, restroom repair at City Hall for men's and women's, stairwell repair in the back staircase. It looks like there had been some leaking at some time. I kept a figure of $8,000 in there for other miscellaneous repairs. And if we don't have anything that goes over budget, seeing if we could order the shelving that we would need for the 2017 project a little bit early. I put in the packet the plans and the shelves that we had proposed doing, and like I said, these kind of predated me, but then we had done some proposed changes to them. Mostly looking at building new offices where there are none. They would be on the right-hand side as you're walking into our offices. The Administrative Services Director does not have an office, and we certainly need a couple more offices for interns and the code inspector and some other folks that we have. And the biggest change that we had proposed from the original plans was to put the records room where that corner office is right now. It's where Brad is, if you know kind of where that is. And then actually making the vault a break room, because that has utility service already running towards it. And basically turning around the sink and the cabinetry that would be in my office so they could serve a break room. So those were kind of the changes that we had proposed to look at doing for next year. So it is a little bit more than I would say we have budgeted this year. Also in that section, we had $25,000 set aside for riverfront streetscape work. And we just had looked into doing a build grant to start the ball on planning that work, but the estimate came in at like $100,000 for just planning, and so we said forget it. I think we have to go back to square one on that one. So the estimates came in very, very, very high. So, and like $800,000 for the construction. So, you know, best case scenario, I guess we could carry over that $25,000 into next year. Otherwise, I think we're going to have to reconceptualize that part of the project. And we just found that out on late last week, that these estimates came in so high. So we didn't go through with applying for the grant or anything on that one.
That riverfront streetscape would be the Bridge Road area?
Yeah, yep, that's my understanding of where that goes. So.
It's here between, it was set up as a boardwalk from Trista to Riverfront. That was the mayor's vision.
Oh, right, okay. So it's a little, so that would make sense then, so it's a little more expensive.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But just for cost comparison, I did, you know, like a Riverwalk thing that went under the state highway, and that was like $500,000 for everything. So we thought $800,000 was pretty high. So I think we need to take a closer look at that one. So, but that's a separate line in the budget. The $79,450 is what would be, you know, facilities. So that's what we would propose as kind of the big project, if you will, for next year. Yeah.
Help me understand the plan and what's where. I take it the bottom part of the page here, that's where the new offices are to be constructed?
Correct.
But what's existing right now? Yeah, where does one come in from the lobby area?
So we're Yeah, it doesn't really show where the wall is where you come in. On the top there would be where Joan's office is currently, the clerk's office, and then right across is kind of that corner office. That's the building inspector's office.
Where's Joan's office?
It's kind of right here on the top part.
Got it. All right. Yep. I got it. Okay.
And basically,
Right. I got it now.
okay, yeah,
And then the offices that are being constructed, what's there now?
pretty much just those big file cabinets. So there's really not much for office space now. There's a tiny desk in there that the code inspector has been in, and there's a very small desk that's been used by interns, but there's no offices there right now. So this would actually create 3 offices and then open up the space kind of behind the copy room there where Leah is.
Mm-hmm.
And the biggest thing is that she does a lot of personnel stuff, and when employees come in and want to talk to her, there's nowhere private really. And there's also, we lost a conference room when we put in the radio station. Sorry, Will. So we could use a little overflow space, and right now we've got like 3 interns that are working for us, and we've just kind of squished them wherever we can. So.
Yeah, one thing when you build an office, you lose the flexibility of like a workstation that you can reconfigure. I understand the need for privacy. Might there be a way of creating one office for privacy and then use workstations that are flexible and can be added on to, or as things change in the future, we're not stuck with hard walls and offices.
It's not a bad idea, and I was kind of envisioning a little bit of that space, like where Leah's desk is, where we'd have just kind of like what I'd call a table, and where we could plug in iPods and phones and stuff. Because now with technology, if you have a laptop and a cell phone, I don't think you need, like you said, the hard space, but maybe that wall in between could be maybe like a partition or something.
Yeah, for confidentiality, I can see the hard walls. Otherwise, I think maybe consider some workstations, and that might be more expensive, might be less expensive, I don't know, but at least it offers flexibility in the future.
Exactly, yep. So that's all I had on that. If that looks good, then I'll put it in the budget, and you'll see it again. I'll see if there's a good savings for doing that too. So
Yeah.
we were able to empty a lot of those file cabinets out because we don't need to keep some of the assessment records going back that far.
Are we going paperless? Do we scan a lot of that in? I mean, I just think at work we had this room with these elaborate sliding file cabinets to hold all this stuff, and now everything, we just scan it in and store it electronically. We don't keep paper copies.
Yeah, to some extent, though, we have open records, so, if we would ever get a virus or something, you're always taking a bit of a chance. But most of those cabinets that are there in the middle had assessment files, and now, under the law, as I understand it, you just have to be able to produce a copy, and we pretty much have the whole database already on the website. So if you want to know a property record, you just go in there and you can print like 95% of the information. So as long as you have that ability to print it, we don't need to keep the paper. So the assessor actually came and got it, and it emptied up a lot of space.
Wonderful.
So so again, rethinking our needs a little bit kind of helped us tweak this plan in the end. So there's a lot of good collaboration, I would say, because it was a little different when we looked at it at first. But I'd rather have the records where there's no windows than put the people where there's windows. I think it makes more sense.
Okay, anything else on that?
Nope.
Moving on to item 6B, consideration of resolution 16-8-2111, approving the purchase of police body cameras.
I'd love to.
Before she gets up there, just so you know how this is going to be funded, to get the So they had a project, we budgeted, let me make sure I can get this right for you. We budgeted $20,100 for, in the budget, capital budget, and that was to cover the mayor at the time, that's what we budgeted to purchase body cameras for everyone. So that's what we put in there, 20,100. You can see the number came in at 28,500. We did have a project over at the apartment with a security glass. When you first walk in that door, they secure that. And we have the actual cost was $14,317. We saved basically $10,000 on that project. We budgeted $25,000. So we transfer that 8,400, at least 8,400, to cover the cost of the body cameras. So that's the financial part of it.
All right.
So, yes, I'm here for Wally tonight, and we are requesting the approval to purchase body cameras for each of our officers. As you know, we're coming under more and more scrutiny, and we honestly believe that having the ability to have the body cameras will assist us in investigations and both evidence and also in clearing our officers in situations. So.
And this system matches the
It
existing
does,
system
yes.
that the vehicles have right now?
Yeah, the reason that we've been waiting for so long is because Panasonic said that they were going to be coming out with the body cameras that were compatible with our current arbitrator in-squad cameras. So it took a little bit longer than they expected on that, but they're finally ready and they finally can be ordered. So the only thing that we'll have to do is add a little bit of storage space. I shouldn't say a little bit, I guess it's pretty substantial to the current system to be able to host all of the extra video.
Is that included in the 28 grand or?
That's separate.
Yeah, we did budget $10,000 for that purpose.
Yes.
In the
Okay.
2016 budget, so that's the budget.
Move approval?
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Thank you. Then we have the resolution for amending the 2016 capital budget to purchase the police body cameras.
I guess I talked too soon, but that's basically the synopsis.
Move approval?
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Approved. Item D, consideration of resolution 16-8-2113, accepting a donation for and approving the purchase and installation of playground equipment at Schluter Park.
Good evening. So we're nearing the end of the project at Schluter Park, and now it's time for playground equipment. From the original capital budget, there was allocations for site improvements, so picnic tables, benches, bike racks, playground equipment of $20,000, some geotax and miscellaneous costs. As we move through the process through the Parks and Recreation Board, we had an interested individual come forward, would like to see better playground equipment or more playground equipment in that same use space that's at Schluter Park and the beach, with a matching donation of up to $20,000 for improved playground equipment. Had the bids come in, Park Board, upon the recommendation from the donor, selected or recommending this purchase from the Recreation. Installation would be at the end of September.
Any questions?
Move approval?
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
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 Thank you.
Item 6E, convene in closed session under Wisconsin statute section 19.85 LG, conferring with legal counsel for a governmental body who is rendering oral or written advice concerning strategy to be adopted by the body with respect to litigation in which it is or is likely to become involved. A claim of Carolyn Dalton in section 1985, deliberating or negotiating purchasing of public properties, investing in public funds, or conducting other specified public business whenever competitive or bargaining reasons require closed session. Wisconsin Professional Police Association contract negotiations. Is there a motion to go into closed session?
So moved.
Second?
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
We're reconvening an open session under Wisconsin Statute Section 19.85(2). Item 6G, consideration of claim of Carolyn Dalton. Is there a motion?
I'll move to deny the claim.
Second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Claim is denied. Moving on to item 7, acceptance of general fund accounts payable checks dated July 29th to August 11th, 2016.
There's not a lot of stuff in here, just kind of ordinary stuff. Just a couple of things here. Page 8, under road asphalt. As you know, we've been doing a lot of asphalt work. It's part of their maintenance budget. Page 9 is with paving again, part of the road resurfacing project. Page 10, bank card services. This is a credit card. I did mention this. We do get money back using a credit card, and that's monitored by Joan. 12 is capital underground. We had to do some water service repairs. That was a little pricey. There's that. Aquatics, Carico Aquatics Resources. I just want to hit on that. Just more. That's an agreement we have, and it's within line with the budget. Just want to say, so far today, it's probably our best year since about 11 years since I've been here. Just want to hit on that with the weather. Jake's outstanding service over there. Page 15. We buy a lot of our library services. So Ingram is our big purchaser, one of our big purchasers for library services, for books.
Okay, Mark, back on page 14, First Supply Madison, 44,021. Just says equipment. What was that for?
That was a piece added on for the sweeper, I believe, for the storm.
Okay.
Stormwater. We do for the Ingram, we do get a 1% discount if we paid on a certain date, and Joan always makes sure we get those discounts. That's another thing we do. Always look for discounts. If we do get them, she will pay them in time. Get those discounts. And page 16, just the bottom of ours, we do a lot of work there. Services there. MG&E underneath that is our electric bill. I know Brad will be here at one of these next meetings to start to talk about the solar and the savings in that. So that will be coming fairly soon. I think that's it. Rotor service on page 19. They do our televising for sewer. That was done for the year. And then Strand underneath that. Strand. You can see some of the projects they are working on for us. And then Veerbecker on page 20 at the very bottom is another. They work on Schuler Beach, which is near completion. That's all I have.
Move approval of checks dated July 29th, 2012.
Second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
The checks are approved. Is there a motion for adjournment?
So moved.
We are adjourned.